You hear that chopper? They coming for us, baby. Yes. We're going home, man. We're going home.
Man, we'd like to welcome everyone to this special edition of our Indie Filmmaker Spotlight series. And today, as you can see, Johnny is not in the house. We have producer of the Real to Real podcast, Cruz Johnson, in the house with us today, man. What's going on, Cruz?
We rocking, man. Finally good to be sitting right next to you.
Man, it's crazy, man. You're in the house, man.
I'm not even used to it. The phone going off and everything. This is different. We are here.
Bro, you're doing something that neither one of us are comfortable with doing, being in front of the camera.
And see, look, you had one of the other producers, your wife, sitting right here in this chair last time.
It's crazy.
And she held it down.
It's crazy.
And I feel for her. I feel the same pressure she felt.
Yeah.
So I might be doing a lot of nods and yes, but now this is a special moment.
Yeah, we're gonna rock it, man. We're gonna rock it, man. Because one of the things we're gonna be talking about today, man, Cruz, you produced and directed this wonderful short called Mourning Due, man. And
yes.
So we're gonna have some cast members on with us today to talk about the film. You're gonna talk about the film. And man, we're gonna go ahead and get into it, man.
Yeah, man. This is a big feat for not just for me, but this is for the team, 515 Productions team, for the whole family. I mean, you talk about me, this first writing, directing piece I've done. This is what I realized the most about this project is when you put a project out there to the world, people are going to gravitate to it when you put your heart in.
Right.
Today, we're going to celebrate that. We're going to have the cast talk to us, and we're gonna get in a few memories of talk a little bit about what the project's about, what Mourning Due is all about. And how important that is, not just to me, but I feel like to our community right now. So let's get to it.
Good deal, man. Well, hey, since we're gonna jump right into it, man, you want to go ahead and introduce who we have with us today?
Oh, for sure. We got to talk about number one. We got Raven, and we have Raven on right now. I want her to be able to say hey. So we're gonna say hey to Raven.
Hello,
hey, Raven.
hello.
Raven, how are you?
I am good. Excited to be here. I know I got my work clothes on. Sorry.
The second person we're about to introduce is the person that played Mike Huffman, Johnny Cambone.
Yeah, peace and love, everybody, man. First of all, and Cruz, I appreciate you for having me on this.
Third person I'd like to introduce, CJ Steele, who played PFC Steele.
What's going on, y'all? It's your man, CJ Steele, Man in the building, bro. He finally got in, man. I'm just happy to have him here.
Fourth person I'd like to introduce is waitress number 2. She embodied this character, as always, my sister in crime, Duchess Jones. Say hey, Duchess.
And hi, everybody. I'm glad to be here.
So it seems like since we recorded Mourning Due, which was almost 2 years ago now,
2
right?
years.
Yeah.
2 years. 2 years to this date. Probably.
So you've actually moved on us.
Yes.
Just tell us a little bit about what you've been up to recently.
So I moved to New York in 2023, September. So I've really just been up here with the young folks say, hustling and bustling. Auditioning, working. I've been in, like some cabarets. I've done some performances, booked a couple shows actually. So we've been doing a good little job up here.
Just a little good job. You don't look good. Yeah.
Just a little bit. I'm very grateful. God is so
yes.
good. So yeah, just been up here doing the thing, trying to live a life.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we're thankful for that you sketched out a little bit of time just to join us for this interview today.
Yes.
Yes. So, Cruz, you want to go ahead and tell our audience a little bit about what Mourning Due is about?
What Mourning Due is, we got to dive into it. Let's get into it, man. For one, Mourning Due, and the way it's spelled is so interesting. You have, it's called mourning, like you're mourning, and you have obviously spelled due, but D-U-E. Why that title is important to me is I feel like everybody has some type of stress, some type of things they're dealing with that, in their life, death physically or figuratively happens in their life, right? And so everybody have mourning to do. And so this is why I wanted to do this project is talking about a Desert Storm veteran who's dealing with PTSD. He literally lost his family due to when I say lose his family is his wife and his kids. His wife moved away and just left him because he was never took care of himself.
Yeah.
Black mental health.
Don't give away the whole thing now, because we want to tease our audience so that they're going to come back and watch.
Oh, okay.
January 19th. January 19th.
January 19th.
Watch this film.
Yes.
January 19th.
Yes.
So don't give everything.
Okay.
But just give us
a little synopsis.
Yeah.
And like I said, the whole project of Mourning Due is pretty much, this time the community is dealing with gun violence and deep-rooted trauma right now. He's dealing with so many things in his past that you wouldn't see in the film that keeps hunting him in his life. He always loved to go eat at this particular diner that you will see. This is Papa's Diner. And so he's sitting there, he's eating, he's realizing different things, and he hears on his phone about a mass shooting that happened in Birmingham. In that time, it triggers something in him. Something happens. He starts to unravel in front of your eyes, the audience eyes. And in that moment, he feels that, something can happen to him or anyone around him. And then we have somebody that walks into the building. Jesse comes in, and Mike Huffman, he gets paranoid, and he sees Jesse, and he has to find out if he's going to do some wrong or do some things to anyone in there. So it kind of sparks everything in there.
So let me ask you this: where did the idea for doing this project come from?
Wow. Well, that's a great question. For me, it came from, I'm also a veteran myself.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. And so, I served 8 years. I went to Kuwait, Afghanistan, Iraq. So I've seen it. I've seen some things, not too much to what Mike, the character, have seen, but I've heard so many stories from my veterans that's been on tour numerous times. I even have family who actually was part of the Desert Storm mission. And so just hearing their stories, I knew that deep-rooted PTSD is something that's happening continuously within the military, right? But then it also clicked when I came back that we are dealing with our own PTSD right here in our own community. And I think we're not tapping in and saying, well, is that a comparison from the pain and the stress and the violence that's happening in our own community? Can you compare that to a war that's happening in Iraq and in other places around our country, outside this country, right?
Right.
I want to compare that. And so that's what started the idea of let me dig into this storyline. Let's see if there's some type of things that we can compare. And it is. We all are dealing with pain. We all dealing with stress. And Mike Huffman character, who's played by Johnny, shout out to Johnny
Cambone.
Come on now. We got it. He did amazing in this role. You see him transition from being that young character to being inside that diner and shining and just really tapping in it.
And we got the script, and man, honestly, it spoke to me instantly, because I'll be real brief. I have a 8-year experience in law enforcement prior, going back from 2002 to 2010. And so dealing with, you can imagine the types of the Mike characters for 8 years. And then after that, I started doing mental health work for about almost another 7.5, 8 years. So, you put those together, law enforcement, mental health, and it wasn't hard to adjust and adapt to become the character. And to add to the law enforcement and mental health work, as far as work-related experiences that I used to adapt to the character. My father was also 20-year veteran, U.S. Army, and so that part right there, with the PTSD, mostly from past trauma, military related. Then the PTSD and past trauma, non-military related, with the law enforcement and mental health. And that just everything just meshed. And this universe is amazing how things just come together. So in preparation for that, method, is actually a great word. The method that I use to become or get into character, should I say, or become a character, is if I can relate, that's the first thing I do. So I'm like, I named a few of them. I can relate with the work experiences, my father, and again, some personal. I'm either it's time to go on stage for either rehearsal or definitely the play or a film shoot. I gotta be in that character. I don't. Some people may adapt or do it differently, where they can be. All right, now, time to switch. No, I'm character. So when you said you noticed that, it's because I walked in that diner and in character. I walked in the spot where we did the old hospital joint. I'm in character. I'm Mike. And I'm looking around. And it helps when y'all say roll the cameras or the curtains open or what have you. It's in character.
There were times when we watched him when the cameras wasn't rolling, he was still in his role, tapping in and trying to stay in that. He's not laughing. You could, even when you talk to him, he's in that role. So for him to be in there, I know he had to deal with a lot. So I appreciate him bringing that character to life.
So let's talk about our cast. You just mentioned the Johnny.
Yeah.
We have Raven on with us. Let's talk about all of the characters and
of course
and talk to Raven about the character she played.
Well, Raven did an amazing job playing Brittany Falls. Brittany really was the life. She shined as soon as she got on the camera. Raven, of course, she shined as soon as you got on the camera. I mean, but I'm talking about just how Brittany was the light. You can see how the pressure what happens in that diner with Raven's acting that she brought to play Brittany in this. And you can see it goes from very light to, okay, it's very unsettling just by watching her when you watch her acting. But that's me bragging on you, but I'm gonna let you talk about it, Raven. How did it feel to, for one, you heard about this project, what was your mindset when you heard about Mourning Due? And then also playing Brittany Falls, what was your mindset when you played it?
Yeah. I was excited, first of all. Saw everything, got cast and everything. Thank you again. And I think just mental health in general is just like a big thing that we all need to talk about, especially in Black men, because I don't know why, but Black men, well, I'm not gonna say I don't know why. There are a lot of reasons why, but Black men don't really, feel like they can talk or if anyone to believe them, honestly. So being a part of a story like that's just touching on such, important topics, it was an honor for me, honestly.
I have a question. I'm gonna ask you, when because you had one of the big parts that I feel like you did. You initially are the first person that's talking to Mike Huffman, in this moment where he's unraveling, right now, dealing with he just heard the news about the mass shooting, and he's getting suspicious. What was your mindset, or what were you trying to bring to that character, Brittany, to try to tap in where and what are the things? I know obviously Brittany's might be a little fearful of Mike, but of Mike, and you probably seen a whole change. So what was your mindset, when it came to?
What was my mindset then? I feel like I was what I remembered the most is just trying to dive into that the innocence of the character, to just the innocence and curiosity of the character. Just to kind of, I don't know what's going on, but I want to make sure everything's okay.
I'm just trying to stay cool and get through the day, honestly.
Yeah.
Hey, Britt, that dude over there, he seemed weird or off to you? Sit over in the car.
Just trying to be in that innocent or mindset, rather.
You turn it from being a waitress to low key a therapist in a sense, because he's kind of venting to you about his suspicions, and he's worried about you, but in terms he's more so caught in his mindset about what's happening in the diner itself.
Right.
So it's you have to internalize that. So it's interesting, very interesting.
Being that and being vulnerable in those moments too. It helps.
Yeah. Vulnerability is definitely another part in this project. I feel like it's huge. Everybody seems like they are so open. Their feelings is right there on their shoulder. In every single moment you can see from you, Raven, to Duchess' character. She was one of our waitresses.
Yeah, she was another big part of the huge part. She played a very significant role in.
Right.
When she picked up that part, you see her and Jesse, and me and Bruce talked about it. That was one of the most impactful roles that we needed. We needed you
because you are the test that shows what's really happening in the film. Your face expression, that look in your eye, the use to snatching that pad and walking away.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
seeing that the what's
Yeah.
really happening. Because girl, to be honest, you look like you wanted to slap that man up.
I mean, I'm not sure if you've heard about our famous Papa Papa.
Can you just give me a minute, please?
That was a funny scene. We kept replaying and replaying. It was hilarious. It was so hilarious. But his character was so surreal for me, and I say that because
Jesse's character was played by Andrew, right?
yeah,
Right.
years ago I worked for a mental health facility,
Mm.
and you'd be surprised who you see that has mental health issues. You'd be surprised how they manifest. You know, a lot of people, in society think that when you deal with mental health issues, you know, you got to be talking to yourself or going crazy or this, that, and the other. And they don't realize that it's every day-to-day people that's dealing with mental health. You don't even know, you don't even know that they're dealing with it. So to see just the way he first he was just acting like everything was okay, but he's a little annoyed, and then he just kind of just went from there. Which startled everybody, and everybody was like, "Oh, okay," like, what's wrong with you?
What unfolded in this story?
Yeah, and she was talking to Jesse, character that was in there, and
played by Anthony Elliott.
Exactly, and you see the dynamics of them in the same way that Raven Brittany character, how that pressure she was dealing with. You can see the same thing that Duchess character was dealing with too.
Wow, man, I'm glad you pointed that out, because like as Brittany and Mike's character are having their conversation, what was Duchess? What was the character?
Well, she just brought her energy. It was her.
So
it was her.
But the waitress that she played, along with the character of Jesse, played by Anthony, and like there was tension. That's when you could see the tension like really starting to build, and you could really feel that as they were like really going back and forth with their dialogue, man.
Yeah.
So like kudos to the cast with that.
I mean, they just knew. I mean, and some of the stuff that I love about this project, and you can write a script all day, but to have them bring it to life, that some words don't have to be said. It can show physical.
Right.
I mean, with this, you'll see in this project.
Yeah, for the reactions, the facial expression.
I mean, that's true acting to its core.
Agreed.
And I feel like everybody brought that. They just knew it by just, to me, y'all just transformed the script even more. So speaking of, you got to talk about CJ.
Oh, yes.
CJ still, he's one of the other soldiers that you will see that's good friends with Mike's character that's in the film. You'll see them, during a wartime, they're on a mission and things unravel. But he plays a significant role in this project because this might be the one or the thing that breaks Mike.
It's crazy because, like, I think you hit me up, you was like, man, I'm interested in whatever it is. I said, bro, hey, look, I need an extra soldier to play with Mike Huffman, who's the main star. And the funny thing is, within that week, I made that scene before it happened. I was like, we got to show this scene, but I don't have an extra guy to play a soldier. And so randomly, I asked CJ, I was like, man, what size shirt you wear? What size shoes you wear? What size pants you wear? He's like, man, what's going on? Like, I just need to know this. We get you prepared for it. And we got him the uniform and everything. The next day, man, we talked about your experience, man, being on the set, going out there, man, and practicing and being part of the war scene.
Man, it was fun. It was different.
Definitely.
It was different. It was definitely different. But like my thing about like filming is just like basically meeting new people and like working with people that you ain't never worked with before. So like the scene, like the just being on set, it was like it felt like family, like everybody got along, like you didn't have no negative BS on set. Like of course we coming to work, but like we coming to have fun, we coming to do our job. I think one part was overwhelming for me. It's like when I got shot and they put that thing on my chest, and we had to shoot that scene like maybe, man, we shot that scene like maybe 7 times, and I was just like, man, I hope Cruz know I'm trying to do a great job. Like,
Yeah.
like it was so cool, man. And I knew, like, I said, I'm gonna call out of work because, like, I said, I can't miss this.
Yeah.
Like, I can't miss this. Stemming from, I got family members who been to war before. Like my grandfather, he was in Vietnam. So like every time I see him, I ask him, because like he got this room where it's like it shows like all his medals and all his stuff that he did in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And like I just kind of like had thought about that while I was doing these things. Like, what would my grandfather do? If he got to do what he got to do to survive, what is he gonna do? Yeah, like what's, and then knowing you got family back at home waiting on you, you got wife, you got kids, like you got to come home to them, because like what are they gonna be if you don't come home? Like, where does that leave them? Like, so I was going into that with that mindset, like I gotta get home to my family, I gotta get home to my folks, because like it's a lot of young men that is my age ain't even made it home, like in the war, like even Vietnam, the Iraq war, like a lot of men our age didn't make it home back to their family. So my motivation going into that was just trying to put myself in their shoes.
You see that he plays a huge role, maybe even life or death, when it comes to Mike's feelings. I just put a little hint in there. You like how I did that? That was smooth. That was smooth. Yeah. But yeah, so
spoiler free here.
That was they did a great job in this. Another person that we have to mention and we can't forget, man, Tristan.
Oh man, yeah. So he played the lead chef or the owner.
He's the owner. Yes.
And man, it was a slightly different role for him, because even though he brought the comedy to the role, but there was also a moment between he and the character of Mike, where I mean he really had to bring like a little bit of like acting skills, like the drama.
When I had jobs, man, I wanted to train in every position I could to learn everything so I can be plugged in whatever. Right. So me being able to do comedy and do serious as well is kind of what I'm trying to work on as well, because I want to be able to do multiple things, because I just don't want to be categorized. I don't want to be stuck in one thing. I want to be able to do a variety of things, man, because that's how I always live my life, man.
We talked to him about it. He said, man, this gives him a chance to be person.
Yes.
It gives him a chance to show that. And we
show people another side of him. Yeah. Because we used to seeing him like making us laugh and, all these different things. Yeah. But to see him like really take on a role where he's like really flexing and showing his acting chops, man, that was perfect for him. Yeah. It
was perfect. And then another thing we always talk about too, and it's still related to it, is some of the best, and when it comes to drama projects, some of the best actors for those are comedians.
Yeah.
You look at Marlon Wayans, you look at Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, these is big people, big characters coming in this, and they bring it to a whole life, and you start to care more about, what the project is about or what the story is about through them. And so, having him do that and play that pivotal role, it was amazing. When I thought about this role, and this is Jerome McWay, who's the owner, so I needed a lovable character, someone that is, that can be serious, but it's funny and have lots of fun, man. And Tristan fit that perfectly, right? When even offset, man, we had so much laughs. Raven, he was acting up the whole time. Tristan was. Talked about the cast, and the cast, phenomenal job. But the crew really helped me and supported me for my first project when I was nervous, the same way I'm nervous right now talking to y'all right now. But you know, you supported me. So from Bruce, man, I truly want to say thank you. You know, I mean, being part of him being DP of the project, and us sitting down behind I would say behind the lens. You saw
behind the lens,
you know, see how we did, but also behind the computer, and to make sure we edit that and put it together the way we wanted to put it together, right? That vision that we talked about, what we wanted to do for Mourning Due.
Oh yeah. Like speaking of you know, the crew, you know, of course we had Johnny,
you know,
Thorne, you know, producer,
you got to talk
extraordinaire.
Come on now.
Ashley Causey came on board and she helped us a lot.
Shout out to Ashley.
Jordan Jackson. Jordan Jackson, I think it was, young guy, man. I think Jordan's like 16 years old now. I think at the time we did it, he was like 15 maybe.
Right.
So, you know, he came in, I think it was his first time being on the
It was. And I mean, he picked up right at it, man. Yeah, shout out to Joy, man. He got some great things coming the way too, man. Yeah. So
one thing, we definitely have to talk about Tara Merriman, special effects, man.
Phenomenal.
Absolutely, like you said, phenomenal. Man, did an extraordinary job with the makeup and special effects on the film, and
she was
so
patient.
Please just talk about.
And she was so patient with us working with this throughout the project. I mean, this was our first time for 515 to finally really have that makeup and that person behind the scenes to do the special effects the way we envision or we always seen in movies, right?
Yes.
And then blew our minds. We learned so many things. We got pictures of like the blood and different things that she had to put in work in. Yes. And to see that come to life in front of us, that was just like we like kids again.
Like sitting watching someone create a gunshot wound. You know what I mean? That's just different.
It's different. It's different. And it really changed the film and the project to a whole nother level.
Yes.
So I mean, shout outs to her. Thank you so much for that.
So what's next for Mourning Due? I know it releases January 19th.
Yes.
What's the significance of January 19th? Talk to us about that and why you chose that particular day.
Well,
and what do you hope comes from this?
Well, of course, January 19th is a big day. I mean, obviously that's MLK Day, Martin Luther King's Day. And I just feel like that's a great day. We reflect on the dream, right? Reflect on what the work that he's done in our community. Why not use that and be able to reflect on some of the things that's unraveling in his dream now? And this is one of those stories that I feel like you can see Black mental health being a huge conversation piece, right? Why not drop it and make it another part of the conversation?
Good stuff, man.
So I feel like that's really the deal with Mourning Due. I think it's so important us to have that. And I think January 19th is one of the days we can really just reflect and just have that conversation about that. And then what's next with Mourning Due? That's a great question. I've been talking to a lot of people, and I talked to Johnny the other day, and we had a conversation. So what happens to Mike? So what happens to Mike? What happened to these characters? What happened to Jesse's character?
So are you saying we're going to get a part 2 maybe?
Just might, man.
Oh,
just might. Just might.
Well, you heard it right here on the Real to Real podcast.
Man, back.
Indie Film Spotlight.
Yes.
When you hear Mourning Due, what does that mean to you?
There's so much I can say, man, but just live life and love God, because God loves you. And enjoy the moments that make you smile.
When God puts you in a certain area, or when God does things in your life, he takes the foolish to confound the wise. Okay? So even with everything that I had going on, film with Tyler Perry and all of that, and doing other different films, because I filmed some everywhere, my main personal goal has always been a closer walk with God. When I was diagnosed with cancer, it halted everything for me.
Yeah, we can make it endure for a night. This what I'm going through is only for a night. A year is but a second to God. And joy gonna come in the morning. So when this is all said and done, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard.
Still, I love how you use it with mourning with MOUR, because we are in my opinion, man, so many of us, we're still mourning. And what I mean by that is we're still mourning from, past, experiences as a people. We're still mourning. We're still, we're spiritual people. Our spirits are still mourning from the transatlantic. They're still mourning from Jim Crow. They're still mourning from segregation, desegregation. We're still mourning from Trayvon Martin. You see what I'm saying? We're still mourning. Turn on the news right now, look at the social media. Those are signs that we are still, in a large part, mourning. Yes, we're still, some people are doing great. And I shout out all the time people who are doing great things. But even with that, we still have a lot of people who are mourning or suffering. And the DUE is due. I love that, because that is due. So it's time. Basically, when I hear mourning due, it's time to stop mourning. It's time to overcome. It's time we're past due.